there. There we go. Three, two, and one. Well, Mayor Shane, welcome back to Mayor's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. You're still here.
Thanks, Mike. I'm still here for another 50 days.
Not that anyone's counting, but actually, we're getting to the point at the house party where you passive aggressively start to look at the guests and say, "Oh, you're still here."
Time to go. Yep, we're getting there.
And taking the leftovers and actually putting them in the Tupperware and by the doors. So
yep, and handing them out. Yeah,
no,
we're getting there.
we wouldn't do that to you, Mayor Shane. We're joking.
It's all good.
Exactly.
At least you're not quacking at me.
Yeah, that's true. So we but there is still some business getting done in Wisconsin Rapids. Your much talked about ATV UTV ordinance. You had an update on this. I know this is kind of one thing that you were looking at pushing through here in your last few days as a recreation and economic development type project. Tell us where we are at this and how people are going to be getting involved with it very soon, actually.
So yeah, I was a supporter, or I am a supporter. However, the city council voted 2 in favor and 6 against to passing an ordinance. Our residents, they put together a petition. They got about 1,200 signatures for direct legislation. So that petition was presented to our city council at last week's meeting, and they ultimately voted it down again. And so that once it's voted down by state law, it automatically goes to the election. And our council decided that we weren't going to do a special election, so it'll be held at the November general election this year.
Because at this point it is too late to get it on the spring general election presidential primary ballot, and then of course the next opportunity after that would be the partisan primary. You don't vote on those things in a primary though, so yeah, you would have to go onto the general election ballot. And I guess from on the sunny side up type of this, it's hey, now it really will be the will of the people if you want to be opening the city up to ATV UTV tourism.
That's correct, and we'll find out in November, and it will be settled one way or another, and we can all kind of move on from it. But yeah, it's been a hot topic, and we'll have to wait and see. People have concerns, and other people don't have concerns, and can only wait until the election day now.
Yeah, so give us an idea then, if you as much as you can, kind of the arguments for and against this, because again, you had painted this last time we talked about it as a family deal, a recreational deal, even some economic development, because people that'll hop on the ATV UTVs and go to the next community over to grab dinner, supper, lunch, whatever that may be.
Yeah, and so a lot of also originally for me it's just another type of vehicle on the roadway. You look on the roadway and you see everything from e-bikes to big trucks and semis, and for me it was another category of vehicle on the roadway. At least the original ordinance kind of put together by city staff. But going to referendum now, it will also include is mirroring the state statute, which also under state statute allows 12 to 15-year-olds who have completed a certification course to be on their own machine in the company of their parents.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that became a sticking point with our city council, just trying to wrap their brains around 12-year-olds potentially going down the roadway and potentially on roads that a semi could be on.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I caused pause for a little bit, and I spoke to one of the organizers, and they expressed my concerns. But in the long run, really, how many are going to be out there? I don't think it's going to be a very large number. It's already going on in many communities and many busier streets, and it seems to be working. And so that's why I continue to support it. They changed the gun laws or hunting regulations where you can be 8 years old with a company of a parent and operate a firearm. And yeah, it's a little closer proximity and it's not the exact same thing, but I still support it. And that's how I plan to vote in November, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. So on the other side of it, though, then
Yeah.
those against, I'm sure there was maybe also some, uh, nuisance problems or
Yeah.
nuisance concerns with it. Vehicle noise, getting in the way on the roadways and things
Yep.
like that. I'm sure that's probably the other side of the argument as well.
Yep.
Correct.
And also the age is a factor for many people, is just trying to understand how you can be 12 years old, go through the certification course to be able to operate on roadways that a 16 or a 15-year-old needs to go through classes, take tests, driver's exams, riding with parents, riding with driving instructors,
Hmm.
and then they can operate a motor vehicle on the roadway. But how a UTV, well, technically an ATV, because they can't, 12 to 15-year-olds can't operate a UTV on the roadway, but an ATV, then
Hmm.
how can they do that? And I know that's also an issue with people.
So then, is this something where, and again, maybe this isn't a question for you to answer because you are going on the way out, but is this something where the community may one day look to the state and lawmakers for guidance? Because as you mentioned, this is going on in other communities. So once you start piecemealing this, okay, this is something you can do in Nakusa in this way, but if you go to Wisconsin Rapids, it's a different way. That is, where people see things can become confusing and might ask for, say, state lawmakers to set one set of rules once and for all.
Yeah, and I would agree with you. And I think that's probably why the UTV organization or the group decided to mirror the state statutes, because it causes less confusion. I'm in one town, I can, the next town I can't, and how do you go around? But I do believe that, I struggle with, I don't believe the original intent of the state statute, whenever it was developed, that there was kind of a consideration that it would all of a sudden be able to drive in city streets. Because what municipalities are doing is they're just creating them as part of the trail. It's a route,
Hmm.
and in state statute, because the state statute doesn't talk about city streets, it talks about trails and routes and those type of things. And so I do believe that state statute's behind on the issues, and I don't know if they'll ever take it up or what will cause them to take it up. But having a standardized set of statutes for everybody, I think, is the most important route to go, because you can't have it by municipality. We tried
Right.
that with cell phones, and that was really confusing.
Hmm. Yeah, and of course, we're not exactly getting into the time of year in the session where, with elections coming up, things are going to be getting done in Madison. So this is going to be something that'll
Right.
probably be an issue for a couple of years. Then I would say, right?
I would agree.
I
But it's amazing though, and it's good to see the UTV group is also advocating, because the drunk driving laws are different, or especially open container laws are different, and
think.
and they're trying to advocate for changes to address some of those concerns that they're even concerned about. And yeah, driving, can't drive around in your car with a beer, but technically you can drive around on your UTV with a beer. And so trying to make those consistent, clean that up. And I applaud them for taking on some of those things.
Absolutely. And then another thing that is on your to-do list before you head out the door here, you're also been in discussions about a bridge lighting project for downtown. Tell us where we are on that.
Yeah, so we have two bridges in our downtown, and this has been a community leadership project over the years, and just haven't been able to quite get it past the finish line. And obviously, there's a cost to it. So the city council allocated out of a TIF fund, which is a whole nother show, but we have TIF
Hmm.
funds available in our downtown TIF to do bridge lighting project, and it's in part of the project plan. And so what we've done is, now we've been working, our engineering department's been working with City Green Bay's engineering department, Public Works, being that they already have lit bridges there. And so the bid documents and a lot of their information we've obtained, and we're working on getting bids out, hopefully, maybe even um, as soon as tomorrow, kind of thing. And hopefully we'll get some favorable bids back, and then we'll take those to city council and have city kind of review it with city council. So we're doing a lot. We put a lot of different options in there so they can kind of a la carte whatever they want. We want to take to the council and not take a final plan to the council, but take an opportunity for them to be able to choose what they want to do and at what expense. And if the price is right, then maybe we can get this project done this year.
Yeah, because this is a kind of a community type project. It's a downtown promotion type project. It's really something that you want people to see in Wisconsin Rapids and be proud of, and show support for various organizations as the city sees fit as well. Correct.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think it would fit in very well with their downtown and the events downtown. And um, I don't know if you've ever seen bridge lighting; they look really neat and
Mhm.
they can really enhance things. And but it's got to be for the right price. But it's tax dollars, but it's not in the way with the sense that we think it is. It's accumulation of multi-jurisdictional tax dollars into a fund. And if those funds and those jurisdictions have agreed, and if those funds aren't being utilized, then they at the end of the time of the TIF, they have to be distributed back. And it's really about using that money to help make some enhancements and some economic development type things.
I do not have my TIF bar graph with me right now, but that is the way I explain it to somebody
Nice.
that does not know what tax increment financing is. I said the easiest way to do it is to look at a bar graph, draw a line at about the 12% mark. Everything above that is staying with the district for projects
Yep.
to improve the district. Everything below that is going to technical college, school district, county, and municipality. That's
Correct.
the easiest way I can explain it.
Yep, yep, and
Believe
you're
me.
absolutely right. And but here's a tool to be able to keep that money together there to be able to help make enhancements. And so, and we have other projects within that TIF district. We have a foundry that we're looking to. Hopefully, we're working with the DNR, and hopefully, it's going to be. We'll get that as brownfield site cleaned up here in the next couple of years, which will be great for the community. And if you've ever been downtown Rapids, we have a very large river wall, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
river wall was built years, decades ago by the Army Corps of Engineers, and it needs some help. And so, TIF funds can be hopefully be utilized to make the necessary repairs there, so we don't have a wall in the river.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, another great downtown enhancement project that could have some other smaller projects to spin off
Correct.
of it. But again, all that is for the next guy to worry
Correct.
about. And again, I know you've sung her praises many times over on this, but I'm sure Emily's got a list and got some documents filed away somewhere for whoever that may be, Matt Zacher or Tom Terry Mewis, the two primary election winners, because they are now again one step closer to that office behind you right there.
Yep. Yeah, we've been doing creating transition documents. I created a folder for important emails that I have that I'm going to give to the next person, and yeah, hopefully make the transition a little less overwhelming, but
Mhm.
it will be overwhelming.
Yeah, indeed, it always is like that. But good organization plan can always help that out. As one person once told me, it is a backwards lateral pass that you are trying to throw, and that you have been planning here now for the better part of 4 months.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, because we've known for a while. So yeah, it's just trying to think about all those the important things that you want to make sure you pass on, and then they'll make it their own time that they're here and their own priorities, and see where they take the city next.
Well, this is not the episode with the slideshow. Maybe
Just the
this will be
highlight reel.
your life highlight reel. That next one probably won't be either. I just thought that it sounded good
It does.
in my head. But yes, we always appreciate the time. We'll look forward to chatting again Next month, for the one final time grand
Mm,
finale blowout extravaganza. There may or may not be beverages involved with that one.
party favors,
Indeed, party favor.
fireworks.
I like it. I like it. Fair Shane, we always appreciate the time. Look forward to chatting again next month.
Appreciate it, Mike. Take care.